Hey friends, your Tarot Fairy Godmother has a rant for you about how we do or do not respect tarot and how we police other people around respect for tarot. So the disclaimer, there are no tarot police. You do you, boo. And if I say anything here today where you're like, well, I kind of feel that way, or I don't feel that way, it's all good. Part of the reason I do these rants is to get you to think about, how does this work for me? Because tarot is, although it is universal and archetypal, it is also incredibly personal. And being incredibly personal, the way that we interact with tarot, the way we talk about tarot, the way we work with tarot, it's individual. And so I'm going to tell you what has my garters in a twist today. And maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. It's all good, but at least you'll think about it. So, and this is not just one thing that I happened to see recently. It's a series of things over a period of time. And what it is people who will say, if you do this, you are disrespecting tarot. Or if you don't do this, you are disrespecting tarot. Or if you do it this way, you are not showing tarot proper respect. What are some examples of this? Okay, here's one of my favorites. If you, when writing about tarot, T-A-R-O-T, do not capitalize the leading T, as in capital T-A-R-O-T. If you do not capitalize, then you are disrespecting tarot. And I've seen like actual tarot authors say this. So let me give you the skinny on this. If then, and this is what is grammatically correct in the English language, all right? If you are writing about a specific deck, for example, Aunt Lily's tarot, then yes, indeed, you would capitalize T. This is actually called Aunt Lily's tarot deck. You would capitalize the first letter of each of those four words because it's the name of something. It's the name of this. But if you're talking about tarot in general, I read tarot. When you are reading tarot, do this. Grammatically, it is not grammatically correct to use a capital T. Now, you know, language is very stylistic. Write however you want, do whatever you want. But a publisher, if you write for a publisher, most of the publishers are going to say, yeah, no cap T on tarot. Is that disrespectful? Heck no. Heck no. In English, capitalizing a proper noun is grammar. It's not a sign of respect. And so if you want to use proper grammar and write tarot, when you're talking about tarot generically, T-A-R-O-T, you are not being disrespectful of tarot. Okay, number two, pronunciation of the word. Tarot, tarot. You know, we always say, like, what bird does it rhyme with? Is it tarot, a crow? Is it tarot, sparrow? Either way is fine. You're not like a better tarotist if you say a tarot. Either is fine. And sometimes I'll say them both in the same sentence, because why not? But you know which bird you probably shouldn't say? Tarot as rhyming with parrot. Tarot. Yeah, no, gross. But is it disrespectful? No, no, it's not. Okay, shuffling. And you know, we talk about this a lot. There are some people who get really hacked off about me riffle shuffling my cards. Is it disrespectful to riffle shuffle your cards? Okay, the reality is it will break the cards down and it will make them age. And if you have an issue with that, don't do that. But is it disrespectful? No. Now, let's talk about why this is so funny to me. Because if you know anything about tarot history, you know that tarot started as a game. And people will say, well, you have to respect tarot. It's not a game, you know. Heck yeah, it is. That's how it started. People still play the game of tarot to this day. And when we talk about the canon of tarot, right? The very first tarot book written by Atea, and thank you to Ashriel, who is a member on this channel, for telling me how to pronounce it correctly. I think I got it right. The very first book of tarot, How to Entertain Yourself with a Pack of Cards Called Tarot, was written, again, as entertainment, and was written quickly because he was competing with Court de Geblin's book. And so it was all about who can get that book out faster. So it's not like the origins of tarot are like really mystical and austere and deserving of, you know, us to, I don't know, do whatever people in the spiritual community think would be respectful. Now, that said, do I think tarot is an amazing spiritual tool? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And part of the mystery of that and part of the magic of that is it originated as a simple game. And yet within it is, I believe, all the wisdom of the human experience in this deck of cards. But is it disrespectful if I read my cards? Oh, that's another one, reading cards on a bare table. You should always read on a cloth. And I have some great reading cloths and I do use them. But is it disrespectful to the cards if I don't? No, I'm going to do what makes the reading flow best for me at that time. And there it is. I don't want sticky stuff on the table. I don't want stuff that's going to scratch my cards. So there's many times that, yes, I do use a reading cloth. And for some people, that is part of their magical sacred space tarot reading ritual. And that's fabulous. But is it disrespectful not to have that? Not at all. Not at all. And so what I'm going to say to you here is just as a thought, if anyone says, oh, the way you're doing this or that with tarot, writing about it, speaking about it, reading it, shuffling it, is disrespectful to the cards, you don't have to listen to that. You do what feels right to you. Because at the end of the day, you want to be respectful of your practice. You want to be grateful that we have this amazing tool. You want to be respectful of yourself and of your connection to spirit, and no one else gets to tell you what that looks like for you. Well, thank you so much. This has been a fun rant. Look forward to seeing you soon.